Hello everyone, Manic Mercurian here, and in this video I'm going to cover one of the two most criminally underrated placements in astrology, in my opinion, and that would be the ascendant-descendant axis, specifically the descendant in regard to compatibility. And it's one of the most clear indicators in astrology. It's one of the most tangible, it always has really obvious indications, and you can clearly see it in your life, and it always works with everyone. And so it's just so sad that this isn't more used or known about. And you can see in this image that I have before you, I've put the pairings or the axes of the signs together. So you can see Aries is directly across from Libra, Taurus is directly across from Scorpio, etc. And this is because the ascendant and the descendant are always exactly 180 degrees apart from one another. It doesn't matter where you're born or what house system you use, the descendant is always opposite the ascendant. And so you will always have your ascendant and your descendant in one of these pairings here. And I wanted to just go through each ascendant and then break down, based on your ascendant, what your descendant would be and how that would apply toward your relationships and what you need in a partner. And I'm going to break this down by element because I've found that, like in many areas of astrology, the element is the overall, mostly defining characteristic here. Now, you will be attracted specifically to the sign opposite your ascendant, but even just that element itself may be enough to satisfy, those needs in your relationships. And this is really crucial too, to think about, because if you are becoming intimate with someone, it's important to know not only what do you need in a partner, but also what do they need, and are you able to fulfill that role? Do you want to fulfill that role? If they're Aries rising, do you want to take on sort of a Libra type role in the relationship? Because depending on your own astrology, that may be very satisfying for you, or it may be very unnatural. So yeah, these are just some things to think about. And I think I covered everything, so let's just get into it here. So first, let's cover the fire risings. So that would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius rising. Now, if you have fire rising, you will have air descendant, and so you'll want someone airy, someone with Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini in their chart. And if you're fire rising, you're going to be more of the leader in the relationship. And this applies, even if you don't have a lot of fire in the rest of your chart, and you could even be kind of a shy person, maybe you don't even relate to the fire element very much, you're still going to be the initiator in the relationship, 9 times out of 10 at least. Because something about you is sort of a little bit self-centered, in the way you carry yourself, and you're going to want a partnership where you can kind of just express yourself and take someone along for the ride, and bring someone with you, and initiate. You're going to want to express those ideas and initiate, or be spontaneous. And so someone else who's kind of airy, who wants to just go for the ride and follow your initiative, will be what's required here, basically. So if you're Aries rising, your descendant will be Libra, and so you'll be specifically attracted to Libra placements, but also Aquarius or Gemini. If you're Leo rising, you'll be specifically attracted to Aquarius, but also Libra or Gemini. And then if you're Sagittarius rising, you'll specifically be attracted to Gemini, but also Libra or Aquarius placements. Okay, I think I covered the gist of that. Let's talk about the Earth risings. Now, if you're an Earth rising, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, you're going to be the more solid one in the relationship, the more stable one. You're going to be the one who's kind of practical and taking care of the day-to-day. And you're going to want a partner who's more emotionally nurturing. So you're nurturing in kind of a practical, making sure everything is running smoothly type of way. And you're going to want a partner who's more nurturing in an emotional way, emotionally nurturing. Someone softer, someone who can kind of make you feel comfortable and, Earth can be kind of rigid at times, or it can take things very seriously, and so it really benefits from that water, making it feel like it can be a little bit softer or more vulnerable, or like it kind of can lighten up a bit and bring some humor into things, I guess you could say. And then I think water also kind of spices things up a little bit. Earth can be a little bit too, practical or conventional, by the book, and so water kind of makes things a little bit interesting as well. So if you're Taurus rising, you'll specifically be attracted to Scorpio. If you're Virgo rising, you'll be specifically attracted to Pisces. And if you're Capricorn rising, you'll specifically be attracted to Cancer. But again, any Earth rising will be attracted to water signs in general as well. Let's see, what else? I think that's the gist of it. Let's talk about air rising. So same thing, but flips from the fire. If you're Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini rising, you are going to not be the leader in the relationship. You're going to want to follow someone else's lead. You're going to want someone really fun and outgoing and confident, because being an air rising, you're very easygoing, and there's a lot going on in your mind, again, even if you don't have a lot of air in the rest of your chart, in relationships, you're going to be very easygoing, very go with the flow. And with air element, there's always a lot of contradictions. And so even though air is easygoing, it's like there's so much going on, and mentally, or even maybe even emotionally to some extent, in a abstract, or even just talking about it is complicated. But air is, it's kind of complicated, and so air likes to have someone who's more outgoing, who kind of simplifies things, who says, this is what I want to do, this is what we're doing. They take the initiative and they take charge, and so that makes things easy for air likes to just go along with that, go along for the ride. And air likes how interesting and exciting, someone who's kind of fiery, they like that adventure. It's interesting and exciting for them. So in short, air rising will be attracted to fire. They want someone who is, more outgoing or confident. So Libra rising will be specifically attracted to Aries placements, but also Sagittarius or Leo. Aquarius will be attracted to Leo, but also Sagittarius or Aries. And then Gemini will be attracted to Sagittarius, but also Leo or Aries. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I covered the gist of that. And then lastly, we have the water risings. And then, same thing but flipped from Earth. So water is soft and emotional. It's emotionally nurturing. Especially, this will come out in relationships. But the water, it really needs structure. It lacks structure. It wants to feel grounded in relationships. Water can feel very emotional, and that's good. That can be, exhilarating, but without structure, it can be overwhelming. And so water risings really crave those earth placements. And then the same thing I talked about before, water will be emotionally nurturing, but they want someone who can be more grounded to take care of the day to day, or take care of the practical stuff, maybe manage the money, or I don't know, just making sure everything's going smoothly on a more physical, literal level, I guess you could say. And let's see. Yeah, and then lastly, like water, this is part of them wanting a grounded person, but they almost feel refreshed by someone who's a little bit more conventional or conservative, because, that's what is grounding, but also a little bit predictable. Like that makes them feel secure, because it's not crazy or, unpredictable. So Scorpio rising will be attracted to Taurus placements, but also Capricorn or Virgo. Pisces rising will be attracted to Virgo, but also Capricorn or Taurus. And then Cancer rising will be specifically attracted to Capricorn, but also Taurus or Virgo placements. And hopefully I broke that all down in a way that's sort of tangible. And I just kind of covered the basics here, but you can kind of delve into more nuance, I guess, if you can kind of think about these things and apply them. And, like I said, this is a really clear indicator. Like people who I've talked to, often find that they've dated sun signs with, their descendant sign, or just people with maybe Venus or Mars in their descendant sign. Even that could be enough for a relationship, depending on the rest of the astrology. But I guarantee you, there has to be some kind of astrology that will fulfill the role of the descendant in someone's chart for the relationship to work. There just has to be. And honestly, I would rank this number one for compatibility above anything else. I don't care if it's your sun, moon, Venus, or Mars. These are all important things in compatibility for relationships, but I would still say the ascendant descendant axis, and specifically the descendant, is by far the most crucial indicator for relationships, because it's sort of what you expect from other people and what you need from other people, especially in a two-person partnership. It's just what you'll subconsciously sort of expect from them. So, if you're involving yourself in it with a Cancer rising, do you want to be sort of take charge and, running things and taking care of the day to day, being almost the boss in a way, fulfilling a Capricorn role? Some people would love that and some people wouldn't, and it depends on your own astrology. So yeah, I think I've said enough, but hopefully that makes sense, and you can let me know if you have any questions or thoughts on that. I would love to hear it, or I would love to hear your experience. Have you dated someone with your descendant sign or someone with placements there, and how did that work for you? But yeah, anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later.